So, COVID-19 is an unusual disease in that it doesn't affect everyone equally. Clearly, it is much more dangerous to older people than to younger people. Even within the same age range, some people are more at risk than others. Um, in fact, about 40% of those infected are thought to be asymptomatic, meaning their illness is so mild they don't even realize they're sick. Someone else, however, might become so ill they require hospitalization. And significant percentage of those people will die. Some people have compared this to the flu. People die every year from the flu, but the death rate of people from COVID-19 is between 10 and 40 times greater than death from the flu. So it's much more dangerous than the flu. Even though a relatively small some young people figure the disease is no big deal, that they don't get very sick, probably, but they can pass the virus to people they encounter during the day, and those people might have more trouble with COVID. Even though a relatively small percentage of people with COVID-19 need to be hospitalized, if a lot of people are sick at the same time, that is a lot of people who need to be hospitalized. The hospitals soon become filled with COVID-19 patients, and there's no room for the other things people need hospitals for, like heart attacks and pneumonia and injuries from football games or falling off of skateboards or crashing your ATV. That's kind of what happened in New York in March and April. They just had more people in the hospitals than they could handle, and actually people died of other things at home because of lack of hospital care. So this graph right here shows how often COVID-19 patients in different age groups need hospitalization, meaning they're severely ill with the disease. Note that your age group is at the very bottom of the graph here. It's actually right here, right below the 0 to 4 years. Also note that all of the other age groups are higher up. It's also important to keep in mind that each of these lines is an average of that age group, and that in general, the older that you get, the higher up you are. So for this 5 to 17 age group, 17-year-olds are more up here than down here, okay? So the 5-year-olds may be down here, but the 17-year-olds are up here. So each of these is really a broad band as opposed to a line like this, okay? Note that your age group is the bottom, and also note that all the other lines represent people like your teachers, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles. They're all higher up here at some point, and this just doesn't want to not jump around. Okay, so by wearing a mask, you reduce the chance that you'll pass that virus onto someone in a higher risk group like me or your other teachers. By cleaning your desk at the end of the period, you reduce the chance that the student sitting in your desk next period gets the virus. By washing your hands, you reduce the chance that you will become infected and that you'll take that home to older relatives who are more at risk than you. So that's really why we're doing all of these precautions, why we pay so much attention to it. So, as a quick review, we wear masks to reduce the amount of virus we give off if we are sick and don't know it. Remember, 40% are asymptomatic, so you could come to school sick and not even know that you're sick. We wear masks because the less virus we are exposed to, the milder the infection we might suffer appears to be. So there is some protective benefit to wearing a mask. We wash our hands to keep from infecting ourselves, thereby taking the virus home to our parents and grandparents. And we wash our desks to keep from spreading our virus to students in the next class. Thanks for being patient, careful, and persistent in avoiding the spread of COVID-19. This is probably going to be the strangest school year of your life. It certainly is the strangest one of mine, but we can still make it be a successful one nonetheless. And I want to thank you in advance for your patience and your persistence. Okay? All right.